You know business is no walk in the park, right? Now think about doing that while dealing with a chronic illness. It's like scaling Mount Everest, isn't it? Real hurdles, real problems, everywhere. The kicker? They're mostly invisible to those around us. Imagine your typical day, hustling to meet deadlines, endless meetings, and those tense negotiations. Now pile on the 24/7 job of handling a chronic illness. These are quiet battles fought daily, oftentimes unnoticed in the hectic world of business. And for women of color dealing with chronic illnesses, gets even tougher. They're not just juggling work demands, but handling their too. Picture them walking this tightrope every day, balancing personal health and professional dreams. It takes a heap of guts, bounce-back ability, and a firm commitment to achieving their goals. The sad part? These struggles usually fly under the radar, misunderstood, even overlooked. Seems pretty unfair, doesn't it? Yet these obstacles are as tangible and impactful as other business hurdles. And here's a heartwarmer: in spite of these challenges, we see motivating tales of women, particularly women of color, turning their struggles into launch pads for their success. It's not just about surviving, but flourishing in business while living with a chronic illness. So if you're feeling as pumped as we are by these resilient women, smash that subscribe button. We've got a whole bunch more of these uplifting stories to share with you. Stick around, stay stoked. Let's talk about Jane. She's not just any mom, she's a winning black businesswoman and a super mom, all while living with sickle cell disease for over 10 years. It all started in her late 20s, while she was trying to raise her kids and chase her dreams at the same time. Jane is a woman of ambition, full of fresh ideas and big dreams. When she was diagnosed with sickle cell, it hit her hard. Suddenly her dreams seemed way out of reach. But Jane, being the fighter that she is, wouldn't let her condition run her life. She started small with a home business selling handmade crafts. This allowed her to work at her own speed, taking care of her health and family. Her creativity and business sense, along with her motherly love, helped her make a success of it. Every craft piece she made wasn't just a product, they were proof of her fighting spirit, and her refusal to be boxed in by her condition, or by what society expected. Challenges came up as her business grew. On some days, the pain was so bad she felt like giving up. But Jane was smart. She found ways to adapt, from ergonomic furniture to hiring an assistant, and creating a working schedule that allowed her to rest and spend time with her kids. Jane's story is not about her business. It's about her journey of self-discovery, understanding her strength and determination. It's about her refusal to let her condition define her life, while caring for her loved ones. Above all, it's about how she turned her dreams into reality, becoming a successful businesswoman and mom. Jane's entrepreneurial spirit is a shining example to all black women, especially those like her who are dealing with chronic illnesses like sickle cell disease. It's a reminder that success isn't about the lack of hurdles, but about our ability to jump over them. Jane's story is proof that perseverance pays, and that our limitations don't get to determine what we can do. Let's talk about Sarah, a total powerhouse as a tech CEO, and then, out of nowhere, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis right in the thick of her career. It was a time when she was really killing it, leading a top-notch tech startup, and loving every bit of the challenge. But then this diagnosis, a chronic illness attacking her central nervous system, threatened to throw a wrench in everything. But you know what? Sarah wasn't having any of it. She's a fighter and wasn't about to let this illness boss her around. She faced it head-on, treating it as just another hurdle to jump over. Sure, she had to tweak how she worked. The long office hours were traded out for a more flexible schedule that fit her health needs. She had to trust her team a bit more, pass on more of the heavy lifting, but she never stopped being the boss. She kept on steering that company through the tech world, her eyes on the prize, determination never wavering. She didn't let her illness define her. Instead, she used it as a chance to redefine how she approached work and life in general. She became a champion for work-life balance, not just for herself but for her whole crew, inspired them to look after their health as well as their work. And guess what? Even with her condition, Sarah's company just kept on growing under her leadership. She helmed them through tons of successful projects, proving that being sick doesn't mean you have to give up your dreams. It just means you adapt, you evolve, you find new ways to win. When the going got tough, Sarah got tougher. She showed us that strength can take many forms, and sometimes our biggest obstacles can turn into our biggest advantages. Sarah's journey is a real-life, no-holds-barred lesson in resilience and determination, showing us that it's not about how hard you hit, how hard you can get hit and keep going. It's through her trials that we see our challenges can actually be our greatest assets. So, have you heard of Lisa? She's an absolute boss in the retail world, right? But did you know she's been dealing with chronic migraines while running her whole business empire? Yeah, talk about a superhero. She had to balance grueling workdays with splitting headaches, yet the girl didn't let that get her down. She's a fighter, that one. Instead of letting her migraines define her, she decided, hey, I'm going to conquer this. Lisa's story isn't just about headaches. It's about not letting something painful and scary stop her from chasing her dreams. She knew she had a business to look after, a vision to realize, and a crew to lead, and she was not going to let anything stand in her way. She started by learning everything she could about her migraines. She chatted up experts, read books, and tried out different treatments. She even came up with to keep going, despite the pain. But the real game changer was her empathy. Lisa knew she was not the only one out there dealing with a health issue. She saw some of her team members and even clients dealing with similar struggles. So, she thought, why not use my experience to make things better for everyone? And that's what she did. She made it easier to talk about health at work. She offered flexible schedules and the option to work remotely because, everyone's got their own stuff going on. She even organized wellness workshops where her team could learn and support each other. Lisa's constant effort to turn her pain into something positive is downright admirable. She's not just a successful businesswoman. She's also a ray of hope for others facing similar struggles. As they say, no one fights alone, right? And thanks to Lisa's story, we're reminded that we can all use our challenges to make a positive impact on those around us. With a little determination and a whole lot of heart, we can turn our struggles into strengths. Look at these women and so many others out there. They've taught us that success isn't about not having challenges, but how we decide to tackle them. Take Jane and Lisa, for example. We can pick up some pretty useful stuff from their stories about sticking to it, adjusting to change, and the real magic of a positive outlook. Each of them showed a grit that just blows your mind. They didn't just give up when things got tough. No, they looked adversity in the eye and said, I can beat you. Remember, being resilient isn't just about surviving the storm. It's about learning to boogie in the rain. It's about standing your ground when times are tough, and understanding that bumps in the road aren't the end, just a little scenic route on the way to success. And being adaptable, that's key. It's all about embracing change and thriving in it, not just getting by. It's about being flexible, coming up with fresh ideas, and stepping out of what's comfortable. It's about changing up who we are, how we do things, and how we see things to work with what life throws at us. And let's not forget about the secret sauce, a positive mindset. It's about always spotting that silver lining, no matter how gloomy the cloud. It's about trusting in what we can do, even when it feels like everything's against us. It's about holding on to hope, even when it feels like everything's lost. The stories of these women remind us that no matter what hurdles we face, there's no limit to how far we can go. Hey there, just think about this for a second. Women like Jane, Sarah, and Lisa have turned their tough times into power, and their stories are darn inspiring. Now picture this. What if these stories actually reached those who need to hear them the most? That's where you come in. When you pass this video along, you're not just sharing Jane, Sarah, and Lisa's stories. You're also spreading a vibe of resilience, guts, and sheer willpower. Every share, comment, or chat about this video helps to shine a light on the hurdles that women battling chronic illnesses face in the business world. This isn't just about getting people to understand this. It's about shaking up how people see things, breaking down walls, and getting everyone on board with a culture that's supportive and embraces everyone. Now think about the folks in your life. Know someone who might be moved by these stories, someone who could learn a thing or two from these experiences. Maybe someone's point of view could be flipped by understanding what these women go through. Your action matters. It might be a small step, but hey, it's still a step. A step towards a future where every woman, no matter her health battles, feels like she's got the power, feels appreciated, and gets the support she needs in her business dreams. By sharing these stories, we're all working together to create a more understanding and supportive space for all women in business. Thanks for being here, and don't forget, you're stronger than any challenge that comes your way.